What's good, everybody? Welcome back to LDS Boxing. We back with another one. Had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier, but we back. I want to break down this fight weekend and recap it real quick. Before I do that, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section, ask any questions. If you listen to the playback, feel free to drop a comment there as well. It's all good. You guys can follow me on my social media, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram at Boxing. It's all good. So, of course, let me get to the chat. But we had a hell of a fight weekend for sure. We're going to run it down. TS Boxing in the building. What's good with you, bro? D-Lo in the building. What's good with you, D-Lo? Jose Diaz in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. D-Lo again. Stormy B-Man in the building. What's good? Salute. My man Trey Ace in the building. Yeah, I seen you earlier, man. I ain't had no my speakers was down. It was all good. We back. JJ in the building. What's good? So yeah, we had a hell of a weekend of boxing, man. I know, like when it first got announced and everything got postponed, and we seen all these top fights on one day. I mean, to me, I was hyped about it. You know what I'm saying? Especially we get to see our black fighters. You know what I'm saying? Do what they do on the same day, because we really don't have no day like that. So this is like an unofficial day of all the top black fighters fighting on one day, going crazy. So we're gonna touch on that. Starting with the women's card though, that was crazy because just them having that card with 7 Olympians on the undercard, I think that's a record or something. I gotta go look that up. But all the ladies on the undercard, they did their thing. You know, Caroline Dubois though, she was the one that kind of stood out to me. You can tell she's gonna be a star. Like she's gonna be able to take over the sport of women's boxing. When her time comes. You know what I'm saying? She liked that. I like how she broke down that veteran opponent that had like over 30 fights. She fought Katie Taylor and a bunch of other fighters, and she hit her with a body shot that kind of just broke her down. She basically wanted to quit. So Caroline Dubois she's a southpaw, but she got a lot of technical stuff, and she got some dog in her want to come to fight. So that mix, that blend right there, that's crazy. It's gonna take her a long way. She fights at 135, so maybe I don't know. By this time next year, she should be talking about fighting. They should be talking about her fighting Katie Taylor. Like real talk, I think she'll definitely be in that talk down the line. You know what I'm saying? So that she put on a good performance. He said that headbutt is Antonio's signature move. I thought it would happen again. Oh yeah, that was crazy. He got outclassed. We're gonna get on that one too, but he got outclassed. Um, but going to the two main fights, man. Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgarten. That was a hell of a fight, man. I liked it. I liked the technical stuff they had in play. I thought Alicia Baumgarten boxed well early in the first 2 rounds, and then Michaela got back and forth. You can tell both ladies was thinking in there. There was a lot of thinking. There's a lot of stuff they was doing, trying to adjust to each other. I thought Alicia made the adjustment by just keeping her distance. One of the key things she did in the fight that I thought it was so good. When she clinched, she did an underhook. That way, she couldn't get out of it. That's some wrestling type shit, MMA type stuff. And she used to have a background in wrestling, so I thought that was good. Michaela liked to work on the inside. I thought in the mid rounds, Michaela started to get herself together, and it was like she was landing some good jabs too, at long range. And I know she wanted to get inside and bang with her. I thought she was a little hesitant because I guess the counterpunching ability of Alicia Baumgartner. But that was a good fight. I thought the ladies brought the best out of each other. I felt it was a close fight. Um, when I first watched it, I had a draw. Honestly, I thought it was that close. I felt like the 10th round. I don't think both ladies grabbed that 10th round. I thought they should have been fighting with a sense of urgency. But it was a good fight, man. It's one of those fights they can definitely run back, have like 2 or 3 of them, because I think they're gonna always bring the best out of each other, and they built up the fight so crazy. So Alicia Baumgartner is the unified champion. You know what I'm saying? She got some options and stuff because she wanted to unify the division. Me personally, I'd rather see her running back with Michaela Mayer, but Hami Choi is the WBA champion. Hami Choi is the longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing. And I'm saying even when they were saying it was Gary Russell, Nope. Even when they were saying it was Deontay Wilder, nope. She had her titles way before them, like 2 years before they did. Hermine Choi been the longest reigning champion forever in a day, since 2013, 2008, some shit like that. She won her first title. Her first fight was a a world title fight, and then she moved up and became two division world champion. So Hermine Choi been having the belt forever. She ain't been the one to fight these two ladies. She was supposed to face Alicia Baumgartner on Matchroom, but she turned it down. And then Top Rank was trying to get her for Michaela. So she's kind of like off the loop, but she has a fight coming up. I think it's October 19th. She's facing Vanessa Bradford, and that's oddly enough, Vanessa Bradford fought both of these ladies, Michaela and Alicia, but she get the opportunity. So we're gonna see, man. She in a good position now, Alicia Baumgartner. Like whether whoever you thought won the fight, that fight was close. It was competitive. It was a lot of good stuff they was doing in the ring. Technically, both ladies both fought well, in my opinion. I feel like you. I am mad at Alicia winning the fight because I thought she controlled the pace most of the fight. Instead of it was some mid rounds that Michaela was getting on her. I thought rounds, damn, I think it was 7 and 8. 7 and 8 was like dominant for Alicia Baumgartner. I gotta go back and watch it and remember which round those was, but she really put it on. And then I thought Michaela started, it was back and forth. But those ladies was both going at it. I think they match made for each other. The build up, the fight, and then they definitely gonna have residual stuff. So we'll see, man. So that's a good victory for her. We're gonna see. She was on the she was there was a weight gain for Alicia Baumgartner. This is a top rank event. Top rank put up the money for this. Top rank did this. It won't. She really was the B side. You know what I'm saying? Even though she got the decision, she was the B side in this. Michaela is the star. You know what I'm saying? Michaela is the one that went to the UK to do Sky Sports television, and she did a bunch of stuff. Actually, them ladies fought in April, a week apart from each other. So they was, and then Michaela fought April the 9th, and then Alicia fought like April 16th, something like that. They was both in the UK at the same time because Alicia was fighting and Michaela was doing commentating on Sky Sports, different networks and shit like that. So they was in there at the same time. Alicia Baumgartner fought in the UK 3 times in a row, but she's not she wasn't the house fighter. She wasn't the house fighter, and for her to get a decision, I mean that's big. I thought it was close. And it could have went either way, but I ain't really mad at it because I want to see. Hopefully, they can do it again. So she trying to get Hermine Choi next for undisputed, and Michaela can move up to 35 and get Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor don't got really much, really no a lot of options. If you really look at it, if y'all follow women's boxing like that, then she don't got that many options. Amanda Serrano is going for undisputed at 126, so she gonna be out the picture until she get that. Uh, you got Chantel Cameron versus Jessica McCaskill. They're fighting at 140 for undisputed. If let's say Chantel Cameron wins, they're gonna fight again at 147 because Jessica McCaskill is the undisputed champion at 147. So those two is out of play. Who else? What's the biggest fight for Katie Taylor? After those names, I just threw out the way. I just canceled that out. Y'all know process of elimination. Y'all know how I do. So who else you got? Michaela Mayer. That's a big fight. I'm saying they can do that shit like St. Patrick's Day. You know what I'm saying? Katie is Irish. You know what I'm saying? Michaela Mayer. She wouldn't mind going over there to the UK, or they can put it in MSG. That'd do well. So we'll see. That was a good fight though. You know what I'm saying? He said Johnson impressed me. Yeah, that was a good fight too. Shanika Johnson. Yeah, she you know what I'm saying? She wasn't looking for no way out the fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Combat 2 bag in the building was good with you, bro. He said 5.5. I saw a draw. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it can be a draw. I had it 5. Okay. Yeah, they could either way, but I thought it was a good fight though, honestly. He said Maya, Alicia, Sinisa, Esparza all need to run the back. I'm with it. I think Sinisa versus Esparza, that was one sided though. But I'm with it them running it back because Esparza had went on to do better things, and she's the queen in her division right now. So I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? They always gonna have a rivalry. Tony Harrison, lead trainer. Yeah, he sparred Carissa Shields too. Alicia was sharp. She earned that. Yeah, I thought she did. I thought she did good. Both ladies pushed each other. Okay, he gave those rounds to her. Okay, it was a close fight though to me. Now to the main event. This is another one where a lot of people thought the power of Savannah Marshall was going to overtake Carissa Shields. Now it was having some effect on it, but Carissa, she set the tone. She set the tone early with her body shots, and she was staying aggressive. And she actually just, the old saying, "You punch the bully in the face," and that's what she did. You know what I'm saying? She was setting the tone by being aggressive and making Savannah fight. Savannah she big and strong, and I like her angles in the inside too. And you can tell she got third power, so you want to get inside of that. I thought Carissa did a good job with that. I feel like she could have used her lateral movement some more and stay off the ropes. Those about the only two things I would say she didn't do well. But she a dog. You know Carissa bring that shit. But Savannah, props to her too. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's still some blurred lines and shit with the power and all that shit because it wasn't like that before. But she is a good fighter though. You know what I'm saying? All things on the up and up. I think she can beat a lot of those girls out there. You know what I'm saying? And this was definitely the toughest fight for Carissa Shields after the fifth round. The fifth round, but the sixth round on, I thought it was kind of tough. But she wasn't doing herself no favor by staying on the ropes. But it was a hell of a fight though. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny how people didn't see all this stuff, the humility, you know what I'm saying, just the skills. Nobody was looking at that shit really. Carissa Shields detractors, they wasn't looking at that. Now they want to give her all these props and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But she did her thing. Like it's really I mean, damn, that was a big feat for her because you can tell that loss in the amateurs was weighing on her, and she got it back. That was a good fight though. I enjoyed that fight though. Victorville to the world. Salute to you, bro. That was a good fight, man. I mean, I wouldn't mind saying that getting ran back. You know what I'm saying? But Carissa next, she got to go back to the MMA and do PFL. I think the season about to start in November, so she might be on one of those cards. Back to boxing, it's still names I want to see her fight. I still want to see her versus Raquel Miller. You know what I'm saying? At 154, once they clean that up with Natasha Jonas and you got Terry Harper, you got Marie Declare, Terry Harper. I mean, excuse me, Jonas versus Declare about to unify November the 12th. You know what I'm saying? Carissa already beat Declare at Undisputed at 154. So that's her old division. Those are old belts. Maybe she want to go back down there and get that. If she can make 47 for McCaskill, that's a big fight too. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Mary Spencer. Once Mary Spencer get to where she need to get to, I think she's the best at 54. Those ladies fought in the amateurs. That's a good fight for Carissa too. Then maybe finishing off with Franchon Cruz. You got Shadeja Green. Like those girls at higher weight at 168. So she still got options though. She's the head of the sport, the star of the sport. So yeah, that was good to see though. That fight was good though. I ain't gonna lie. Like that fight was good. Both ladies should deserve respect, even though people really on the inside know what's going on with the Furies and stuff like that. But it's hard to overlook that. But if you want to look at it as just a regular fan, that was a hell of a fight though. So we'll see. That was some good shit. So we're moving on to the Devin Haney, George Kambosos card. The undercard fights. My man talked about the female title fight, Johnson versus Ramadan. That was a pretty interesting fight too. It was a big head clash in the beginning of that fight, where Shanika Johnson had a big head glass. She had a head. She cut her head like top of in her forehead and shit like that. It was a real deep cut, and she was bleeding all over the place. But she ain't looked for no way out. Actually, that made her fight harder, and that was like in the second round when that happened, I believe. She was fighting harder. I think that actually helped her, focus more in that fight. These ladies knew each other. They've been sparring and stuff like that. Ramadan is a former world champion. She been in the sport for a long time, so she knew what time it was. But Shanika Johnson bit down and fought. You know what I'm saying? So she maintained her titles. A big fight for her is with Ebony Bridges down in Australia. You know what I'm saying? That's a big fight if they can do it down there or whatever. You got some champions at 122 that you probably can make some noise, but that was a good fight though. Salute to her. She got a decision victory. The Maloney brothers, Andrew versus Roberto Jimenez. Man, that referee was trash. He was trash, yo. He didn't do a good job. He took a point away from Jimenez, and Jimenez was all of the fight because he was worried about what the ref was doing. He was doing a lot of complaining. It was some dirty tactics going on. Maloney, he did do well. He was the more aggressive guy, more effective with his punches and stuff like that. So he got the decision easy. But the referee, he was garbage last night. Then Jason Maloney versus Ramazan. So this is another one. I thought it was gonna be a little bit closer, but my man Napan Ramazan, he too slow. His feet was way too slow. He wasn't cutting the ring off, and he was doing the same thing. Then when he got Jason Maloney to sit there and fight with him, he was going to the body a lot. So he probably didn't get that much credit for his body work, but he was just too slow. And Jason Maloney used his legs just enough, to get a decision and box and fight when he want to fight and stuff like that. So that was a WBC eliminator. And we know, anyway, after he fight his undisputed fight with Paul Butler, which I expect him to win December 13th, he's looking to move up and drop the belts. So Jason Maloney be in line for a vacant WBC title. So we'll see. All right, to the main event, man. So it really no big surprise, honestly. It was just like the first fight, probably a little worse. You know what I'm saying? Well, this shit was just one sided to me. I thought Cambosis, he was doing stuff. I don't know. I feel like his game plan, it was like out of desperation. He was switching southpaw, but that stuff really wasn't doing nothing. Because once Devin figured that out, it was straight right hands down the pipe all night. That's something he really didn't use that much in the first fight. But Cambosis, I see what he was just trying to use a lot of. He was using a lot of wasted movement to me, upper body movement, switching back and forth, trying to frustrate Devin. But Devin is a young professional, seasoned fighter. You know what I'm saying? That shit just don't fly. And he basically did the same thing he did in the first fight, other than being more effective with his lead right hands and counter right hands and 1-2s. The right hand was bigger in this fight. So he did what he's supposed to do. He lived up to the contract. He went down there, took the belts the first time, came back down there and shut him out a second time. Sky's the limit for him. Big fights for Devin Haney on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko is going to be next. It's basically all solidified. It's up to Devin if he's going to continue the campaign at 135. I thought he looked pretty good, even though, at the weigh-in, he looked kind of drawn in and stuff. My man Keenan in the building. What's good with you, bro? He said, peace to the chat. Salute to you. So the most, reasonable fight for him is Lomachenko. It makes sense. It's going to be a nice little build-up. Lomachenko coming back October 29th. So that's 2 weeks apart. They're on the same schedule. Devin Haney can attend that fight in MSG. They can get some promotion going. Probably do that at the top of maybe the first quarter of they can do that the first quarter of 2023. You know what I'm saying? All goes well. Lomachenko he's facing a guy that's athletic. They got some, he brings some certain type of skill set to the table. He's not just a one-dimensional guy, and Jermaine Ortiz, so it's going to be interesting. He said Kambosos is on his way to a gatekeeper. I mean, it depends how he move. You know what I'm saying? So gatekeeper mean he's facing up and coming guys or guys contenders, and he's just being an opponent for them. I don't know if his team gonna move him like that. I think he gonna go back to the international circuit and probably face guys over there in Australia, or maybe go back to Greece or do the European route and build himself back up. A lot of that shit that he got, it was based off his team, and he fired them. So I'm not sure where he goes. All depends on how Loma looks against Ortiz. Ortiz solid. Yeah, Ortiz solid, but they picked him for a reason. Top rank matchmaking is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He had him in camp. I know he was in camp with Lomachenko. He may know Lomachenko. Lomachenko may know him. You know what I'm saying? It's different when they fighting. And this kid Ortiz struggled to make weight his last couple fights. Let's see if he had the same results. We'll see how he'll fight Lomachenko. But I think Lomachenko win. I don't see a lot of like I pick guys like Haney to beat him, Shakur, Tank, maybe if Ryan on a good night. I'm not picking guys under that to beat him, Lomachenko. I don't see him losing those fights because this is the thing that Lomachenko has. I still think Jermaine Ortiz has just crossed over from a prospect to a contender this year. So Lomachenko 9 through 12, when he turn up on the championship rounds like he do in all his fights, can Jermaine Ortiz deal with that? It's coming. Like him and Usyk got that same quality. They turn it up down the stretch to solidify the fight. So that's be something you can look at. Kambosos versus Williams Zepeda. Maybe that's a good fight, but that's that you trying to turn him into a gatekeeper. His team probably ain't trying to turn him into no gatekeeper. They can probably do something else. They probably can fight a lesser guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, somebody at 135 that's good. They got a decent name, but I would say a man would take over, but they used to have the same manager. I'm not sure if that works. Maybe somebody like Maxie Hughes from UK. You know what I'm saying? That fight. Maybe you'll say Kambosos can be the favorite. That type of fight, but I don't know. It depends on his team. It's up to the team and the promoter if they're gonna turn a fighter to a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. So it should be some good build up with Devin Haney and the Lomachenko. So we'll see if they will allow him to get in the ring. Last time they didn't want Teofimo to get in the ring, and everything had to be to Lomachenko's liking and shit like that. He said, "I heard Giovanni." No, I ain't hear that. I ain't hear that one. Maybe he just signed with a new management group with Jolene. So maybe I don't know. Salute to you, bro. Big Texas in the building. Salute. I don't know about that fight. To me, honestly, that fight right there, it don't make sense to me. But maybe if it depends how they're trying to build him, how much top rank feel about the guy. I say fight a former world champion. This kid, I don't even think he fought 12 rounds yet. I would say fight a former world champion, fight a former title contender, somebody like Zor Adalev. If he can get to the U.S., I like that fight. Um, Jorge Linares, I know he beat Jorge Linares, but that fight makes sense. I'm telling you, guys like Tevin Farmer. Listen, I know he's been out the ring for a long time, but Tevin Farmer is more credible than Giovanni Cabrera. So I don't know. We'll see. That's just me looking at it. I don't think Shakur will be able to get the top guys at 35. I mean, it depends. If like the guys on his side, he can get them. Lomachenko and Devin Haney if he stays, but we'll see. So that was a good performance by Devin. That's two. So that puts Devin Haney. He definitely in the fight of the year conversation. I mean, I know the opponent wasn't like on his level, but what the feat that he did, going down to Australia twice, I don't know, bro. He said guys like Yo-Yo Diaz. Should I take it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Shakur and them got coming up. The WBO convention is coming up, so when those rankings come out, you'll get a good idea of what they may want to do with Shakur. You know what I'm saying? All right. So to the main card. So this is the pay-per-view with Wilder and Helenius. We already know the results, but this is a recap. Gary Antonio Russell versus Manny Rodriguez. I remember my breakdown, I was saying that Manny Rodriguez is one of the better counterpunchers in his division, and nobody really beat him except for Anyway. I thought the Garballo fight, Raymond Garballo, I thought he beat him easy. Russell he didn't have no, it like he didn't have no legs. For me, I'm thinking he was going to start the way that first fight ended when they got the head clash. Just get in the inside. Like he's Rodriguez is a counter puncher. He want to sit back and want to time you. So how you break that timing up? You know what I'm saying? You got to throw more than one jab, throw more than one punch. And you know what I'm saying? You got to keep him off his square, make him reset, or get in the inside and try to take it to him. he ain't really try to do that. He was on the outside. His distance was wrong. And Manuel Rodriguez was 10 off on him. He was hurting him with like all the big shots he was hitting him with, clean shots. He was buckling him. He was hurting him. I think that round, I think it was 7th round when he dropped him. That was not, and that was the round I thought he was winning. That was one of the only rounds I thought he was dominant. He actually dominated that round until he got clipped with that straight right hand. It was a short straight right hand that dropped him. They probably could have stopped the fight. You know what I'm saying? The referee was a little mixed up with that shit, with the bell and all that other stuff. But he was well on his way to a unanimous decision, and then the head clash happened, and he got up out of there. But I ain't saying he didn't want to fight, but the fight got stopped. Let me say it like that. It kind of reminded me of Mikey Garcia versus Orlando Salido. And Mikey was dominated that fight. He dropped him like 4 times. Then it looked like Salido was coming on just a little bit, and then Mikey got the headbutt, and the doctor stopped the fight. Some people say Mikey quit. I never believed that. Like, why would he quit when he was dominating? Same thing here. I don't think my man quit, but shit, he put on a great performance where it's like you gotta take note at 118. He's another guy that probably he gonna get one of those world titles. This was an IBF final eliminator, so he's gonna fight for a vacant title when anyway moves up. So that's a good performance right there. And for those that detractors of anyway his resume, that's a hindsight 2020 win right there because a lot of people was picking Gary Antonio Russell, and I picked Gary Antonio Russell. I thought he was gonna be fight aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't fight like that. So I don't know. So we'll see what's next. But going back to Rodriguez though, so that was for the number 2 spot in the IBF. The number 1 spot is gonna be Vincent Astrolabio. He beat Rigo his last fight. He's gonna face Nikolai Papatov November the 5th. That's on a PBC show. I'm not sure if they're gonna show that on the card, but that's on PBC. That's on Morrell's undercard. So that's gonna be for the number 1 spot. So when anyway, I'm not speaking that shit into existence. When he move up and vacate, those guys in December, those guys gonna get ordered to fight for the vacant title. So I just want to make sure everybody's straight on that. I hope Louis DeCubas Jr. reach out to Team Android. Yeah, we'll see. Well, he for you talking about for Caleb Plant? Yeah, I like that'd be good. Salute, Doug. What's good with you, bro? Andrew Charles in the building. Salute. So Frank Sanchez versus Carlos Negron. This fight, man, it was more competitive than what it's supposed to be. Frank Sanchez, to me, it wasn't a good performance to me, even though he got the knockout victory. To me, he came in at 247. That was his career highest weight. I don't like that, bro. I'd rather see him in either 235 in the 230s or 220 or something. 220, 230, under 230. Because that's what he started at. Now he had 247. I know heavyweights get bigger and shit, whatever, but I ain't like it. I thought Negron was alright, but he was just doing just enough just to stay around. He got clipped in the 9th round. I don't know if y'all follow Carlos Negron's career, but coming to the fight, he got stopped twice, 3 times coming to the fight. He lost twice at the Barclays Center by knockout. He got stopped by Dominique Brazil. It looked like the same knockdown than what happened to him with Frank Sanchez. And he was laying across the ropes and shit. It looked the same way. I don't know if you guys go back and watch that. But that's crazy. And he got stopped in the 9th round. Same round as what happened with Dominique Brazil. So, we knew coming to the fight, Negron wasn't like a top level heavyweight. And Frank Sanchez he's number 3 in the WBC. You know what I'm saying? He's number 3 in the WBO as well, but Parker is number 2. So that means with the win, he going to go up to number 2. So he right there for Joe Joyce. Maybe if Joe Joyce ain't going to get a world title fight, I think Joe Joyce will take that fight in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Frank Sanchez never really wowed me and stuff like that. I got to see him under 240, 230, something like that. 235 would look good on him. But we'll see. All right, Caleb Plant versus Darrell. So this fight right here, I mean, I thought Plant going in was going to outbox Darrell, and that's what he was doing. Darrell was playing possum the whole time. To me, I ain't like how he was fighting. He was waiting to counterpunch the counterpuncher. He wasn't quick enough to catch Caleb Plant. He wasn't really investing nothing to get to that, to hurt Caleb Plant. All he was doing is just standing right there waiting for Caleb Plant to throw a stab. Caleb Plant beat him with a stab jab, and he went to the body enough. That's what set up the knockout. That's from what I gathered from the fight. The Rail didn't do nothing. A lot of posturing, a lot of dirty stuff, and Caleb Plant came to win. He came. I don't know what he came to do. He ain't had no game plan other than try to counterpunch Caleb Plant. Um, the last sequence in the ninth round, that body shot, and then the left hook to close the deal. That was nice. That was real nice. And you don't expect that from Caleb Plant because they say he's not a big puncher. But anybody get hit clean like that, and from a guy that's been training 8 weeks for you, you never know. You know what I'm saying? So that was a bad knockout. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those, like, the celebration. I don't really care. That shit don't mean nothing to me. It is what it is. I just like the performance. I thought he looked alright. You know what I'm saying? Coming off that loss to Canelo, I think the Real may be time for the Real to go to the house. We'll see what he want to do. But that sets up a big fight with him and Benavidez. That was a WBC eliminator. Benavidez is the interim champion. That's the fight I've been wanting for a long time. Benavidez versus Plant. That's the fight they should make. So we'll see if they'll be able to do that. The Real finish, no coming back from that. That might be a wrap. That's a wrap. That was a bad knockout. AJ in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, to the main event. So it really ain't too much to talk about. It was just good to see Wilder back. He came in at 214 looking light. He was using the ring against Helenius, moving around the ring, lateral movement. So that was good. He walked my man into a shot. You know what I'm saying? Helenius, he reached, and that was it. And that was just an indicator of why we need Wilder back in the sport. Because there's not a lot of fighters. Shit, I can't think of too many that's punching like that. I mean, like Tank. Tank is one of those guys at the edge of your seat when you're watching fight. But a lot of guys ain't doing that. And the heavyweight division need that shot in the arm. You know what I'm saying? For Wilder to come back and do that to Helenius, who was coming off of 2 wins, 2 big wins. But, looking at the style, I thought he'd be tailor-made. So, we learned that we knew what we was going to get. You know what I'm saying? And that was crazy that he didn't hit him with a full blow. He didn't get full extension on that shot. Imagine it was a full extension. That shit been crazy. So we'll see, man, what's next for Wilder. Though I know he got a lot of options. He's a big name in the sport, and it's like a lot of guys should want to fight him. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But that right there was a message to these guys. Like, they know he can punch. Like, I think people take what happened in the Fury fights and think they can do that same shit. I thought Helenius coming to that fight thinking, oh yeah, I can get to him. Let me get to 253. His last fight, he was 246, and before that, he was 238. So basically, he gonna get bulky and try to take the power. That shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways that you can beat them. You can, a better game plan to try to beat Wilder instead of just trying to get big. That's not one of them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I know Wilder is number one. This was a WBC eliminator. You know what I'm saying? The WBC said they might order Wilder versus Ruiz. That's the fight PBC want to make. That's a big fight. You can do that in LA or New York. That'd be a big fight, and I think it's probably the most realistic fight for Wilder next. If I'm being honest, he can fight anybody. You know what I'm saying, of course, but I think that makes the most sense. Andy Ruiz. Now Usyk. So speaking on Usyk, though, Usyk is a unified champion, so he got mandatories. He got a WB. He got a WBO mandatory. Joe Joyce. That's up first. That's he got really 4 mandatories. Let me break it down. He got a mandatory in Tyson Fury. That's a WBC mandatory, so we can get undisputed. So these my rankings. This how I do it. So you got multiple title holders. Those guys are mandatory. But Fury is coming back December the 3rd versus Derek Chisora. A lot of guys behind the scenes that rock with me, they already know that shit like 2 weeks ago. So he out the picture. But still, he ain't really out the picture. Because if he beats Chisora, he can fight Usyk the top of the year. Because Usyk said he not coming back to like February or March. So still, he'll have enough time. If I expect him to beat Shazor, they can turn right back around and face Usyk in March. It makes sense. So Fury, right? Then you got his next mandatory. You got the WBO mandatory. You got Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is a WBO interim champion coming off that good performance over Joe Parker, and he been in the wait. He been waiting for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when Usyk and the Wilder thing came up, I was like, I don't know. They gotta do some maneuvering. And then you got Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is the WBA regular champion. He's the mandatory for Usyk because they're trying to consolidate the belts, right? So that's three mandatories. You know what's crazy about those three mandatories? Uh, Fury, Joyce, and Dubois. They all with Frank Warren. So when somebody asks me, is Usyk and Wilder next? I'm like, shit, that shit up to Frank Warren. He got all three of them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. Fury is so unpredictable. I don't know. I can't speak on it, but they mandatories for each other. I think they should fight undisputed. We haven't had undisputed since March and November of 1999. You know what I'm saying? Lewis and Holyfield 1 and 2. So that's some shit that we need as boxing fans. But let's say he can't get the Fury fight. Fury go do whatever he gonna do. Then Frank Warren is gonna push the WBO to order Joe Joyce for Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see him cutting the deal or saying, "Oh, Wilder, go ahead and fight Usyk. Go ahead and fight Usyk. Jump ahead of my guys." He got three guys in position. That let you know he got three. So if he had like that tells me if one can't get it, the other one gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So I think Wilder and Usyk was maybe a long shot after all. It's just Usyk said some things, but Usyk didn't come to the fight. So he really didn't make it, you know, realistic for fans if he wasn't even at the fight. If he was at the fight and seen that shit, and then the mandate would be even more because he'll get pushed more by the fans. But he didn't come. You know what I'm saying? So now he don't really have a mandate for that. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll see. So I say it'd be Wilder versus Andy Ruiz sometime in April, something like that, after the Final Four. He said Plant don't want it with Benavidez. They got real bad blood. We'll see. Um, those guys is now on the same time schedule. One guy fought in October. The next guy supposed to fight in January. They not on the same time. If you listen to Caleb Plant post fight, he said he about to go on holidays, spend time with his family, enjoy the holidays, and boom, it's two holidays coming up. Three if you count New Year's and all the other ones in between. So he probably won't be back until like the springtime. Benavidez is supposed to come back in January. So I don't know. Maybe the WBC gonna order it. I don't know. He said, "You think Joyce or Hergovich too risky for Wilder?" Joyce got an iron chin. No, I don't think so. Those guys is not too risky for Wilder. I mean, he might have to say that the other way around because Wilder been at the top and he got the equalizer, and those guys get hit. So maybe you reverse that. Is Wilder too risky for Joyce and Hergovich? Yeah, it's a risky fight for all, but I think Wilder may be more risky for those guys. Joyce don't really need Wilder right now. He's in position. Even though he do got an iron chin and Wilder can't crack it, it's gonna be a long night. But if you getting hit by right hands by Christian Hammer and Joseph Parker, you're gonna get hit by right hand by Wilder. And everybody that Wilder faced went down. So I would have to lean to those odds. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But Herkovich may take, and that's another one. I don't think he's going to give up his position to fight Wilder too. He probably just take a little tune up or take a lower level fight to wait his turn. He's in the back of the line to get that fight. Maybe he'll get a fight with somebody like Dempsey McKean or another heavyweight that we probably know of. He said Fury back on the ski slopes. So we'll see. They about to announce that fight with him and Shazor coming up. So yeah, that was, man. Just the whole night of boxing though was crazy. The whole day of boxing, it was a lot of boxing going on, and for a boxing fan, that shit it was like heaven almost. The only one that really clash was Haney and the Plant and the Rail fight. But I knew that coming in, so that ain't really bothered me too much. The undercard fights, they even showed the off TV cards for Wilder and Helene's undercard. It's on the YouTube channel. I was able to watch that. So it's a lot of good things, man, for the heavyweight division and boxing. Period. He's at 100. Um. So yeah, we'll see. There's big rumors about AJ coming back versus Areola. I look like they're working on that deal. So we'll see. Feel free if you guys got any questions or anything like that. Feel free to drop them. I'm pretty much done with the recap. But this speaking on the heavyweight division. Look like AJ trying to get the Chris Areola fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at that fight from where AJ is at. I think he do probably need a win just for his mental and his psyche. Areola is a long. He been in the game for a long time. He a veteran. We'll see. He said Andre versus Eubank in the works. I haven't heard that. Um, I haven't heard that. For me, looking at the way them guys been moving, I probably have to say no because Andre moving up to 68, Eubank campaigning at 160. I mean, but Eubank should be back in the ring this year. He shouldn't be waiting for no Conor Ben and all that bullshit. If we'll see how that contract look, I don't know how it looking, but he should be back in the ring this year. You know, so we'll see. We'll see, but I haven't heard about that fight. I heard Andre maybe be in talks with Benavidez or something. They're trying to work something out. I'm not even sure. Andre, he's another one. He wasted a year. You know what I'm saying? He haven't fought since last November. Andre won big fights at 60 or 68. I mean, we'll see. It's just don't make no sense for him to go back to 60 after vacating the title where he could have fought Janabek. They gonna go back there to fight Eubank. Like that don't make no sense to me. Now if you vacating to move up, I get it. People can't make the weight, they've been down there, whatever. But if you go back, that's really a bad look. Wilder versus Joshua at the end of the year, Wilder hardly broke a sweat. End of this year, I doubt that shit. I doubt that. But I look at it glass half full type situation. If it is Areola, that means Eddie Hearn and Matchroom got good dialogue with the PBC. So in good faith, hopefully, how that shit been working. Maybe they can get the other fight. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. So that's a glass half full shit. He said Janabet is not a big fight with no money in it. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but your title is at risk. I mean, he lost his excuse me, he lost his fucking bargaining tool. So he'll go to the UK and face Eubank. I mean, is that a big fight? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Is that really a big fight? A big money fight? Cause see, these guys in the UK, when they offer these people these fights, these champions, they lock them in. So that means you come over and you fight my guy. Then you like same thing with Ogawa. Ogawa won the title on the Matchroom show. Then he had to run the gauntlet. He was gonna face Cordina. He lost to Cordina. If he would have beat Cordina, he would have threw Zephyr Barrett at him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. So if we go sign with Boxer and Sky Sports, they're gonna give him Eubank. They're gonna give him Liam Smith. They're gonna give him whoever else come out the woodwork. So me myself, I'm like, shit. Why not fight the guy that's your mandatory? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I don't know if that's a big that it may be a big fight. I haven't judged it yet, but I like the fight, Andre versus Eubank. But I don't know how big it is. It depends on where you at in the country or in the world. You know what I'm saying? Next week is kind of a slow week, you know what I'm saying? He said, what's the word on Stanionis? Stanionis, you know what I'm saying? He's the mandatory for Earl Spence. So he got he got dibs on the winner, or he got dibs on Spence, whether they make the fight with Bud Crawford. So he more than likely be on the undercard of Spence next fight, wherever it is. If it well Spence and Bud. If it's not Bud, it's gonna be Spence versus Stan Jones if Spence want to do that. So he'll probably face somebody like Gable Magistry, somebody like that. No, I ain't surprised because they didn't put a rematch clause with Teofimo and Lomachenko. He said Kubo Steps drop a bomb on me. Oh, that's what's up, bro. Let me know. Let me know. Hopefully we see him back sometime soon. So yeah, I mean, shit. Next week ain't gonna be too crazy. I think November October 26th is gonna be good. We got Lomachenko coming back. He said, "What happened to Josh Kelly?" He had a fight this year. He's gonna fight Troy Williamson December the 12th, December the 2nd in the UK. Both guys is like top 15 ranked in the WBO. I think they fighting for some title over there. So yeah, Josh Kelly versus Troy Williamson. Yes, sir, it's coming. Yes, sir. Next week we got Mauricio Lara coming back. That's a zone card, from what I remember. You got a Showbox card. Isaiah Steen is on that. I'm gonna do a video on that tomorrow too. I'm gonna break down the upcoming fights. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I know it's big fights that's in the works and should be made. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get some of these big fights and stuff. But if we don't, man, it is what it is. I try not to get so caught up, even though I be the inside and shit. I be knowing what be going on. I try not to get caught up so much in that where it's gonna, you know, affect me as a boxing fan because it's business. Those guys do what they gotta do. They make the fight, they make it. They don't, they don't. Like as a fan, we move on because it's more fights that's on the lineup that's pretty good. That lose my interest. Like I haven't heard too many people talk about Spence and Crawford lately because we got Wilder coming back. We seen him last night. We seen Devin Haney. I ain't hear shit about them. You know what I'm saying? We had a big day yesterday. So we'll see. But I do want to see these guys back in the ring like Boots. I think Boots, shit, he should be fighting more than one time a year. All these guys should be fighting more than one time a year. But hey, what I supposed to do? He said Keith Thurman, Barrios. Keith Thurman like he been training. I don't know. He number one in the WBC. We'll see what's next. Barrios too. He been training as well. So I don't know who sent you, bro. Who sent you, Max? I feel like somebody sent you over here. What's good with you? So Barrios, I mean Barrios make good fight with guys like Abel Ramos. That would be good. Rashidi Ellis, I like that fight for him. Maybe Butiev. Butiev's training too. Butiev said he got something coming. So all those guys can pretty mix and match. Barrios may get something light though. Just looking at his last couple of fights, he may get something lightweight because he fought Tank and Keith back to back. You know what I'm saying? So he may get some light. We'll see what happens with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see how Lomachenko look though. I mean, been out the ring almost a year. You know what I'm saying? About 10 months. So I want to see, and it's good to see these guys hype this up. And Top Rank gonna hype this shit up. You know what I'm saying? He said, "No one, just talking boxing." Okay, salute to you, bro. Salute. I appreciate you. No one sent you. Okay, cool. Appreciate you. Boxing brought you over here. I appreciate it for sure. No, I'm interested to see how Loma look because that's a big fight for Devin Haney. I think he deserved that. So I want to see him. I hope he come in and look good, do everything he gotta do, and we can get that Devin Haney fight for sure. But Devin been waiting for that. If it's not Devin, it should be Shakur. Either way, I'm cool with it. Um, let me see what November got. November. So November we got Darrell versus I'm not Darrell, Morrell, David Morrell coming back. I like him too. You know what I'm saying? Fight at 168. He can make his name against one of these guys like Caleb Plant or Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna face his mandatory. He said, "Can Haney still make 135?" I don't know. That's a question for them though. I don't know. I mean, he was a the way he looked at the weigh in. You know, he was professional enough to make the weight, and he always Devin really don't. You know, he always go about things the right way. So I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say yeah, but 100% knowing the answer, I don't know. That's a Devin Haney question. Bill Haney. Loma got a lot of wear and tear. Uh, Haney edges the fight. Which fights do he have a lot of wear and tear in? Um, yeah, which fights does he have a lot of wear and tear in? Or you mean wear and tear of just been fighting all his life, 400 amateur fights and stuff like that? If you talking about this him taking punishment, I don't see a lot of fights where he took a lot of punishment. I don't know. Maybe let me know because if it was one, I need to go back and watch it just for me. You know what I'm saying? Just for me. Because the Teofimo Lopez fight wasn't. He didn't take a lot of punishment. He just didn't do too much, and Tio was countering him, and he probably got buzzed maybe once or twice, but it wasn't nothing too crazy. The Salido fight was early in his career, early enough where he can bounce back from that. He got dropped against Linares. He do bruise easy and stuff like that, but like he said, fighting all his life and going on 36. Yeah, is he going on 36? Or is he going on 35? I don't know. I know he got the same birthday as Michael Jordan, February 17th. I think he had 88, baby. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, because he had some shoulder surgeries and stuff, hand injuries. So I'm with that. I'm with that. Well, let's see if Ortiz can take advantage of the moment because he definitely gonna have an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I want to see him back though. I know that undercard gonna be real good. You got a lot of prospects. Robinson Ramirez, y'all should hear something about his new opponent. Jesse Madaleno had to pull out, so maybe he gonna get somebody fresh. Um, Oscar Valdez supposed to come back sometime in January. I heard an opponent for him too, but I'm not really sure. Um, I like how Tyrann be doing these prospects. Y'all heard about Teofimo versus Pedraza, December the 10th. I know they're gonna load up that undercard with a bunch of prospects. I think Jared Anderson is more like he probably be a contender really, but he's gonna be on the card. He got Xander Zayas and Keyshawn, so they're gonna try to load that one up. Richard Coleman supposed to be in a good fight on that card too, but we'll see. So there's a lot of shit, man, popping for sure. Um, Josh Warrington coming back December the 10th. He gonna fight his IBF mandatory. That's a dangerous fight for him. He said all the ghosts was born in February. Yeah. Yep. February 23rd, February 24th. Yep. You did a quick Google search. Salute to you, bro. I'm fucking with you. Yeah, bro. We gonna definitely get it cracking with this boxing talk and shit, man. Y'all feel free. Definitely behind the scenes. Like if you guys reach out to me, if y'all need some stuff, y'all can hit me on my social media for sure. Especially like some random. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Answering any questions for sure. He said Berlinger versus Ryder Hart. Um, I'm not sure, man. My man JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Uh, it would have to be Hart because Ryder is coming back versus Zach Parker, WBO interim title at 168. So it's gonna have to be Hart. Maybe in February. They may have a card in Puerto Rico. Um, we'll see. I like that fight for Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight Berlanga can win too. It should be a good test. I know Hart is dangerous. He can fight. He said, "I told you that boy was gonna die." Yeah, that was crazy, bro. I don't know why Kovalev do that shit, man. He did tell me about that. Damn. Yeah, good shit, bro. Damn, man. Kovalev didn't have to do that, but he did. That's crazy. I want to see Rosado versus Berlanga 50-50 fight. I don't think it's 50 fight, 50-50. But yeah, I'll take it. Put that, yeah. They can do it in Puerto Rico. I mean, that's still a learning fight for Berlanga. And maybe Rosado, if he don't fall in love with his power, he can probably win that fight. But this is a fight that my man should win, Berlanga, at this stage of my man's career. My man Kyle in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Yeah, I mean, I like to see that. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. December 3rd, we got a big fight. We're gonna have a good card too. Estrada Chocolatito 3. That's another good one. You got El Rey Martinez on the undercard. He gonna finally face Arroyo again. So yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff. Excuse me, coming up in boxing. November 23rd in the UK. I don't know if I got anybody in the UK up in here. They got 3 cards the same night. You got Dylan White coming back. His fight about to get announced. Jermaine Franklin. Then you got Dubois. Dubois supposed to face Kevin Larenian. And then Sky Sports got a card. I think Richard Harapur, I believe he's headlining that card. Richard Harapur. What McGill waiting on? For the zone to approve his opponent. I heard he may come back November 19th. I heard he may come back sometime top of the year. I don't know what McGill do. He lost out on the Ryder fight. The zone they want to put that fight on. So I'm not sure what he do. Maybe he's in talks with Charlo again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. He said facts. I'm not sure. I mean, I ain't heard too much on him. Janibek coming back, so that's the boogeyman of the division, right? So we'll get to see him versus Denzel Bentley. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Man, y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay locked into the channel for sure. Y'all can check out my pre-gaming show on Mondays when I talk about the upcoming fights and definitely behind the scenes shit. Triple G versus McGill, easy fight to make. I don't know why. How it be easy? Break that down for me. From what I see, Triple G, the WBA ordered him to face Lara. That's coming up next week. Not this week, but the 23rd. Triple G is a free agent. He just left the zone, network free agent. Um, my man got 2 mandatories. So if he fight McGill, will it be at 68? Or will it be, if he fight him at 68, ain't gonna be no belts on the line. He gonna fight him at 160. That's gonna be hard. Somebody gonna be dropping lawsuits. Or he's gonna have to vacate one of the titles. I don't know if that's realistic, bro. I don't know if it's an easy fight to make either. Yeah, I don't know. Just looking at that. But if you know something more, yo, let me know, bro, for real, because I be trying to learn some shit. I ain't gonna lie. My man teaching the building. What's good with you, bro? So I don't know. I like that fight though. I think that's a fight McGill probably can win right now against Triple G. But I don't know because they've been real quiet since they ordered that fight with Triple G and Lara. Y'all ain't heard nothing, right? That's a great sign. And that was over. That was probably like 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah. So y'all already know when a fight get ordered and stuff like that, they in negotiations and you ain't heard a peep. That means they making progress. It's not in social media where people can run with shit and mess it up, and then you can the fighter can see that and go back to the negotiation table. He'd be like, "Oh shit, he gonna get this much money? Nah, I need this, I need that." So that's the reason why it's not supposed to be in the public eye. You just make the fight and that's it. But we'll see. But yeah, make sure you guys tap in. I'm gonna start back my POE series, you know what I'm saying, where I pick a fighter and I predict their fights. Actually, I'm gonna do a recap on that first because I did 10 episodes. Some of the fights, some of the guys has fights already. Some of them I was wrong, some of them I was right. But like I always say, my educated guess is always on point based on how shit was happening, especially Teofimo. When I did Teofimo's, the three guys I had for him was Pedraza, I had Barbosa, and I had Sandor Martin. And those three guys was offered to Teofimo. He turned down two. It came out and shit like that. So we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about the ones I got wrong too, like Joe Joyce. I picked Otto Wallin for him. He fought Joseph Parker. Shit like that. So, we make mistakes, but we always gonna get the most logical explanation though. Fan friendly fight that was supposed to happen in 2018. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if it was gonna be a Passion of the Torch then. I don't know about that. That's wishful thinking. Cause yeah, that's when Nevada didn't want to bless off on it. Nah, he would have stopped Buddy. He would have stopped McGill probably was just picking himself back up 2022 if he would have fought Triple G. He'd been passing left hooks to him 99% of the time. I appreciate you, bro. So we'll see, man. So y'all make sure y'all lock in. You know what I'm saying? If you guys subscribe to the channel, you regular, feel free to tap in. Like I said, you can ask any questions, especially behind the scenes. Um, I'll be back tomorrow for sure. We're gonna break down this fight week coming up. Anything like that. I'm saying passing the torch now. Okay, yeah. But Triple G is too selfish to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because we was gonna pass the torch. So that's what I'm saying. He was in position to pass the torch a couple of times, but he turned it down. He didn't want to do it with Andre. He didn't want to do it with Charlo. How's he passing it with Munguia? Like I don't understand the difference. Munguia wasn't champion at 160. He was champion at 54. I don't know how that makes sense to me. He can pass the torch to Janabek. They both countrymen. He's the oldest statesman. Janabek is the up and coming young pup. You know what I'm saying? Teacher versus student type shit. That's passing the torch. Munguia is just a guy that was he. I ain't say he lucked up, but he was in the right position. They guided his career perfectly. Those guys who taking care of him, Zanford and Golden Boy, they keeping him active. I think shit. My man got like 40 fights and really had no top competition. You know what I'm saying? But he been active. So I don't know. We pass the torch to Zanabek and see what's up. Unification. Dante Hall in the building. What's up? Salute to you. What up with PBC not having um, what up with all this PBC not having a network talk? I don't know. You gotta go talk to them, my bro. I don't know. Because for me, and probably you already know, it don't matter where the fight's at. As long as it's available for me to watch, I'm gonna watch it. I don't care if PBC is on Fox, BET, Cartoon Network. Shit don't matter to me. They let me know when I can watch it. We watching it. So I don't know. Whoever put that out, whoever been reporting it or doing videos, that's one for them, bro. You want to break down the rankings? You already know where to come. You want to talk about the upcoming fights? You know where to come. You want to break down a fight or two or three? We can do that too, but I don't care about no damn network, bro. Because those guys, they're gonna be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be wherever get the best deal. Fox, Showtime, ESPN, whoever. It don't even matter. Long if they were saying, well, we're gonna leave this network and we ain't gonna do no more boxing and boxing is shut down, then that may hurt. But then we got other stuff to go to. So I don't know. Janabet ducking Triple G with the excuse. Maybe. I don't know if it's a duck because has Triple G sent him a contract? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Or has Janet? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is there any negotiations? Like when these guys be talking, I hear it, but we'll make it full circle. So somebody can say, well, like what he said. Well, he's my countryman. We don't fight the elder statesman, whatever. So us fans will say that's a duck. But let's go full circle with it. Did Triple G send him a contract? So we're gonna start getting to the nitty gritty of shit. Did he send him a contract and shit? Did he call his name and say, "I want Janibek. I want to unify the whole division"? I ain't heard Triple G say that either. So I don't know about that, but maybe. He said with Felicia being with Eddie, it should be easy for her to get the Troy fight. It should be. I mean, he was trying to get her the Troy fight before. You know what I'm saying? Because he was trying to. They wasn't going to go Michaela Mayer's way at first, but Top Rank had to drop the bag on her, and she was like, "I bet." So you would think it'd be easy, but I'm not even sure if she's still with Eddie Humming Choi. I'm not even sure. I know she signed with Matchroom. She had one fight, and she just been obscure after that. So I'm not sure. She fighting in a couple of weeks though. Well, next week, Zerlo Bivol next fight. Yeah, that's a big fight, bro. I like that fight. November 5th. I like that card. I like Bivol in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna outbox Zerlo, but Zerlo dangerous. He a good body puncher. Like I've been saying, if Zerto was 200 plus on fight night, like he been all his fights at 175, I got Bivol. But if he come in like not super high, rehydrate, maybe up to 190, 192, he'll be quick enough to be able to cut the ring off with Bivol. But 200, he ain't gonna be quick enough. Y'all seen the fights he had, the last couple of fights he had. Barrera, no, he fought the kid from Germany, Basel, Barrera, and Gonzalez. Fight night, he was 200 plus, and he was getting touched up. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that against Bivol. Bivol gonna outbox him and touch him up. The undercard real dope though. I like they got the undisputed with Cameron versus McCaskill at 140. That's gonna be a hell of a fight right there. McCaskill gonna, you know how she bring it, and um, Chantel Cameron. So she's a little different from the other opponents that McCaskill been having, because you know they get wear down by the style and the aggressiveness. Chantel Cameron is real technical. A lot of her punches is straight down the pipe, and she understands range and distance. So she got that to her advantage, and she mean. So that's something you gotta have. You can't be all timid fighting no Jessica McCaskill. She gonna run you through. She gonna run you out the ring. So that's interesting, man. And then you got the IBF World Title fight with Rachmaninoff. Now he's gonna face Zephyr Barrett. So that's 1 versus 2. The winner gotta face Joe Cordina. Y'all see how Eddie Hearn be locking shit down? So we'll see. I like that card though. That's another good night of boxing because you'll have Morrell versus Adios on that day. Um, they fight on Showtime, so that card at Abu Dhabi would be early in the day or in the morning. So yeah, man, I like it, bro. I like that fight, and hopefully the winner of that can get undisputed with Beterbiev if he beat Anthony Yarde in January, which I expect him to do. So we'll see, man. He said Floyd versus who is Rosa? I don't know who that is. Floyd versus Rosa on the Sunday. Oh yeah. Oh no, my bad. I got you now. Schofield. Yeah. That's on Golden Boy. Yeah, they got that new series where they showcasing all their prospects. October the 20th. Yeah. First Floyd Schofield. Yep. That's good. That's his second fight with Golden Boy. They gonna build off of him. You got a good women's fight on that card too. Annabelle Ortiz versus Maria Santenzo. That's at 105 pounds, I believe. He says he's still. I don't know. I don't know who he managed by. I don't even know. I don't even know. I know. I just remember him signing with Golden Boy recently. Maybe. I don't know. I like him though. He can fight. He can fight. He's still growing and learning as a young fighter. So we'll see how he looks. So yeah. Yep. That's good. He should get a lot of looks and a lot of people tuning in to see his fights this weekend. So, this week on Thursday. So that's what it is. So yeah, man, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys lock in tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific. I'm gonna drop a live about the upcoming fights. Definitely gonna talk about Kid Austin on that one, and any other thing that may come up. If you guys want to hit me up on my social media, feel free to do so for real. I know people be taking advantage of that opportunity, but you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. I got y'all covered for sure. Diaz versus Zepeda. I like Diaz. I like JoJo. That's a good fight too. That's October 29th. That's another big day of boxing to close out the month. Oh yeah, I like JoJo. Diaz gonna be up in. I mean, Zepeda is gonna be up in his face though. He gonna make JoJo work. So I want to see JoJo how he gonna adjust. Is he gonna stay in the pocket and want to bang? He's not the biggest puncher, or will he use some lateral movement, set up some shots, walk Zepeda into something, or he's gonna sit and bang with him? If he's sitting and bang with him, then he putting himself at risk because Zepeda can punch. You know what I'm saying? He's strong. Haven't looked the greatest his last couple of fights. But if you're gonna fight his fight, he can look the greatest. So we'll see. I like JoJo. I like JoJo to use his experience and his ring IQ. He coming off a loss, like he need this win. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Salute to everybody coming through. I appreciate the questions for sure. Everybody asking questions. It's all good. One love, all that good shit. But yeah, feel free to tap in social media, tap in with my community page on here, and definitely the lives and stuff like that. And even if you guys got questions like this random shit, you can come to my videos and ask a question. It's all good. I don't care if it's off topic or whatever. When I see it, I'll make sure I address it. It's all good. Salute to everybody coming through the building. That's my time, and I'm out.